Hey guys, it's Tim back with Structural Integrity, and I'm here with David Abbott, who is a builder and an entrepreneur. And we're here out at a job site. You're building a home. So tell me a little bit about how you got to this point with your building multiple homes and what all you're doing.
So we started, since I was about 12 years old, I've been doing concrete work in Florida. I moved out to Texas and I did highway electrical. I know we've discussed that in the past. Did that for 22 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. Then when my uncle sold the company, it went to a group, and my time ran its course there. So one of the passions that me and my wife have always had since I've known her is basically, provide somebody a home. She loves to design and decorate.
Cool.
As most women love to design and decorate. And
not that we're stereotyping.
We're not stereotyping at all, but women, a lot of women love to decorate.
Sure.
And she's really good at doing color schemes and designs. And I have a lot of fun building things. It's always something. It's something I've done since I was a kid, is building, and I enjoy it. Actually, I enjoy building anything structured. It's just satisfying to see an end product. That's really what it is.
I think as humans, we're drawn to build. That's just one of our things.
Yes. And so we started with just a house. A while back, we started with just picking up one house, and we said, we'll just build one. And next thing you know, we had customers that really liked her designs. And so we did a couple more and did a couple more. And next thing you know, now we're sitting at 7 lots. We have 7 lots that we haven't built on that we have already bought and purchased. And then we've got 3 lots that are under construction right now. And everything is designed to the homeowner's liking.
Cool.
So we don't have one particular house plan we offer.
Cool.
We like to try to have existing house plans we've built, sit down with the homeowners or potential buyer, and try to figure out what works for them.
So when you say design, you're talking about the floor plan, or?
Yes.
Okay.
So we design everything from the floor plan up.
Cool.
Yes. So it's really...
And that's based on what the homeowner's looking for, what their needs are.
Correct. I mean, you could probably walk in 15 houses that are really similar, and you'll say, I wish this closet was bigger. I wish this bathroom would have opened from this side. I wish they would have put the toilet on that side of the bathroom. I wish the laundry room was closer to the kids or closer to my room. You find a lot of things. And I don't know of a homeowner that says, I bought a house, but they don't say, I wish this was different.
Absolutely.
No, everybody wishes something was a little different.
Absolutely.
And, the average homeowner, or the home buyer, let me say that. The average home buyer, it's all about that process, right? And there's a lot that goes into it. And so when you sit down and you lay out all the options with them and lay out what happens, and then you get to go to the design table and draw it all out. Yeah. That's where my wife and I have a lot of fun.
That's really cool. Yeah. So, I mean, the process in general, I've been out here for about an hour and a half watching just the process of the foundation being poured. And that's pretty incredible. We talked about post-tension cables, talked about soil stabilization.
Yes.
And so I think, we also talked about the fact that many homeowners don't understand, just many people in general, they don't understand the many different skill sets it requires for a project like this. Just like anything else. So I'm in marketing. I have people that are very specific. They do one specific thing, like ads or social media. But I think it's incredible when you see, you got probably 10 people out here, very specific, and let's talk about that a little bit from that standpoint.
So you mentioned you were part of the best military in the world, the
Absolutely.
U.S. military, right? So if you think of it like a military, you say the Army, or you pick any branch, you say Marines. I have a little brother of mine that's in the Marines, so we'll stick to the Marines right now.
Hoorah.
Nothing against the Navy, just stick to the Marines. When you think of that, you have multiple levels. Well, you say the Navy. Well, the Navy's the Navy. A house builder is a house builder, but there's multiple levels underneath that, and it takes every one of them. And if you think of it as a tiered system, it's very interesting to me. You started that foundation. Well, if your foundation is not strong, then the top is just going to fall over.
Sure.
Right. And so, to me, building a house or any industry can almost refer back to some of the military in a sense where. Sure. It's multiple people. When you go and you talk about we did this, no, it's not me and you. There was 100 people that helped us get to where we're at.
Right.
And that is one thing that that's one thing that I can say I can treasure my success to. Because there's a lot of people, both men and women, that helped me get to where I'm at. And I give them the credit all the time. Because you can't do this by yourself.
No.
You know, so you've got multiple trades that come into just building a house. So just talk about just a house. And that's all you're talking about is a house. And you've got multiple trades. You know, you go from soil injection, which you should do if you live in Texas or Southeast the United States. Then you got concrete crew. You got framing crew. And you got plumbers. You got electricians, you got roofers, you got drywallers, you got painters, you got carpenters, you got tile guys, floor guys, glass guys, you know, you got cabinet guys. And let me tell you, every one of them are super important.
Sure.
You know, the cabinet, so, you know, a cabinet guy can really make a house look really good or really bad. But a cabinet guy can only do so good if the frame's not done right.
Right.
But the framer can only do so good if the foundation isn't poured level. And the whole house doesn't even stand up if the foundation isn't done right. So, you know, you start at that bottom, at that foundation level, and it's funny, you build a house from the foundation.
Right.
So if you stabilize that soil, you're stabilizing your foundation so you can build it up.
Yeah.
And I always look at it as the military. So when you brought up the military.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's funny because the name of the podcast is Structural Integrity, which is, you know, in Navy and boot camp, the one thing they stressed all the time is the integrity of, structural integrity. You know, when you close a hatch or you close a door on a ship, you're maintaining integrity throughout the entire ship in case something happens. So, well, let's shift gears a little bit. What have you done? I'm kind of putting you on the spot a little bit. What have you done with respect to marketing your business?
So actually, I've got a team of realtors, and we got lucky. We got blessed. My wife reached out to them, and they were open to meeting with us. And we got blessed when we met them. They were able to bring a different clientele. They were able to hit the social media network really hard.
That's really important.
Yeah, and you know, we've actually gained family members. Is how we describe this.
That's cool.
You know, when we walk in places, we're brothers and sisters. You know, I picked up 2 new nieces, and she happens to be pregnant with with a third one that's a niece.
Wow.
So I get to pick. I get lucky enough to say I've got 2.5 nieces right now, soon to be 3. Bobby and Monica are having the third one.
Cool.
But their little girls come over to the house. We have barbecues together. My kids, love them, and this is so. These are. That's where it's all. That's where it's all at.
I agree. You know, I'm my push when I have relationships with my clients. It is a relationship. It's not transactional. I don't think that's. I mean, in some instances, that's a great way to do business. You're done. You go and you buy something. You're done. But I think in today's world, the more relationships you have, the better off you are, because your motivation becomes, how can I better serve that person with my product, my service, just my being around them? How can we all be better, grow? Because I don't believe. I think if you're not growing, I think you're failing. I think the only way to, well, not the only way, but I believe in life in general is to keep growing. Is to become stagnant is the opposite of growing, in my humble opinion.
It's funny you mentioned that. I remember having a conversation with my dad a few years back. We were talking about money sitting in your drawer. So a lot of people know they keep some spare money in a drawer.
Sure.
Right. But do you know every year you've lost money on that money. And I said, how is that even possible? And it's just a basic inflation cost of life. So when you start thinking of it like that, it's exactly correct. If you stay here, you're actually, everything else is doing this. So yeah, you might not be falling, but you're not keeping up. And so yeah, you are falling behind. You're just not falling down.
In many different ways.
In so many different ways.
Not just your vocation or your business, but relationships, all that kind of, you should be growing everywhere.
Yeah. And I can tell you the biggest thing that I have found to work for us is knowing our strengths. You know, my wife knows the design. My wife knows the color scheme. You don't want me picking your colors. I can build it. I'll make it look great, but my wife will make it look perfect with the color scheme. You know, then we bring Bobby and Monica in, and when we have meetings once a week with that team. And when we team up and we sit down, we all know we know each other's roles. I know the funny thing is don't go out of your lane. Well, no, that's exactly right. Stay in your lane, because when you build a team that's based, and you build people that are around you that help you on your weaknesses, then that's how you're going to continue to grow. And you don't even have to try to grow. All you have to do is continue to work constantly and stay in your lane and put people around you that better you and help you, and you will continue to grow.
Okay, so let me ask a couple hard questions. Where have you failed, and what did you learn?
Ooh. I've made some decisions based on what I thought was beneficial to the company that others might not have thought were beneficial. I made some financial decisions that I thought were beneficial, or I didn't think were beneficial, and turned out they were or they weren't. You know, a lot of the biggest struggles business owners do have is cash flow. So when you make a decision based on cash flow, you have to hope it's the right decision.
Right.
And it's funny, I can sit here and I can put bids together all day long to build something, and it doesn't take me, 30 minutes to an hour to put a bid together. But you ask me a question to make a decision on something smaller, and it's really hard.
But
so when you sorry, it's windy. When you try to make decisions on a business, a lot of people will look at today, but how does today's decision benefit tomorrow? And does it benefit tomorrow, or does it hurt tomorrow? And I think I've made some of those decisions that have both. They've done both.
Yeah, that's good. Well, hey, let's wrap it up. So, is there any, if you could go back and tell yourself who's maybe 20 years younger, any nuggets of wisdom, what would you say?
Don't chase the money. Enjoy your time. Your time's limited. And make sure that you're there for your family, because they need you more than money. They need you more than you need money. And that's the number one thing. If I could go back and change anything, I put 20 years of 70-hour weeks in for a company, and here I am starting my own business after all. So focus on what's important in life.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.